Hello, 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 and welcome to Fill-in Magic Class. So last week we worked with standing, getting dressed. And what I learned from that is we really need to start here and getting some of the weight transfer and the swing and the catch. And so first thing you need is something that you can sit on with your hips a little bit higher than your knees. And you can use a wedge or a towel if you don't have that. But really it would be good to have something to sit on with this ratio for eating, doing, computering. Maybe I'll go over some of those applications as we finish. But today is really to kind of start to build a vocabulary of the movements that it takes to get dressed. And sometimes we have to sit down, and that's fine. So anyway, we're going to start with a little seated arcing. Identifying our hip hinge. So putting your hands here at the hip hinge. As you go over, are you staying long for about, 30 degrees? Push off your feet, return. Hip hinge, push off your feet, return. Hip hinge, push off your feet, return. Now, be aware of your core connection. So we could even dial it back again and start with breathing. Feel your sit bones. Do you have more weight in one sit bone or the other? Breathing in and out your nose the best you can. And sometimes if we don't have time to take ourselves through a whole practice, we can just kind of sit down and tinker and feel where our body is. Now, if we were just starting out, we might weight transfer from one side to the other, but really the more optimal practice is accessing the power of the ground. So pushing one foot into the ground to send you up to go over, and then the other hip kind of catches that weight, settle into gravity, push off, go up to go over, settle into gravity, push off to go up to go over. And that could be enough for our practice. But then, since we've been studying arcing, Aston seated arcing, one thing that we can do to bring ourselves awareness is just transfer your weight side to side. Feel, for me today, I'm just needing to work on that connection of my pelvis and my sit bones. So if I was doing a practice, or if I was following a practice, or if I was following this practice, and I could feel, and you guys can't see me here, but maybe you can. 6-month position. Really feeling that rib and pelvis connection. Swirly steering wheel arms, not 10 and 2. We want to have external rotation, then come back to the steering wheel. Now breathing. Breathing in for a count of 5. Breathing out for a count of 5. Holding out for a count of 5. I just felt some tension in my eyes, so I'm going to kind of give my face a little rub. Oh, that feels good. Oftentimes we don't think about the face and the neck. However, what's your best, easiest way to get up? Using your surface. Come into standing. hip hinge, sit back down. Yeah. Now I feel more connected. Yeah. Arcing, hands go out, feather down, stretch. Transfer your weight forward, push off your feet, push off your seat. Pull your hands into your hip hinge area. Breathe in. Feather back. Feel a little tension in my upper back, so I might come to seated bow and arrow. But I'm pushing off my feet. So when I go to the left, to the right, I push in my left foot and I pull back with my right foot. Check to make sure my cylinder of strength, gravity, ground reaction force. Rotate, you have a miner's light. Rotate. Down into gravity. Left foot pushes away, right foot pulls back. Feel that lengthening, or feel that maybe you don't lengthen, or feel that maybe you're confused. Breathe in. Release into gravity. Push the right foot away. And my right foot's a little more not as connected, so I have to wait. Pushing the right foot away, feeling it connecting. Not taking over and trying to make it happen, just wait for the connection. And so on this side, it's pretty small today that I could push in my right foot, pull back with my left foot. I just felt that my head was in front of me, so I'm going to give myself a shimmy zhuzh rise. Ah, there we go. Shimmy zhuzh rise. Gravity, shimmy zhuzh rise. Gravity, shimmy zhuzh rise. So I'm shimmy zhuzhing off what's in contact with the ground, my feet and my seat. Ah, that feels nice. And then again, I'm kind of feeling tension in my eyes, so I might transfer my weight forward, push off my feet, bring my hand to my eyes, then come back to center. Move my body, move my eyes. Take a breath, or actually really the breath just came through me. Transfer forward, push ground force, my hand goes out and forward. My body goes a little bit forward, my hand comes to my eyes, and then I'm feathering back to a more neutral, but I'm really quite connected to the ground here. Recycling, gravity ground force. Giving myself a little love here through my clavicles. Shake out my arm, shake out my arm. Now it feels like I'm more connected and ready to move into kind of the patterning aspect of tipping back, pick up the leg, tipping, push ground force right foot, pick up, tip back, pick up the leg. Push ground force right foot. I'm just remembering a distinction in the Aston paradigm. Our center of gravity goes forward and up slightly before we go back. Wow, that really makes a difference. So see if you can feel this. Just push and tip back and lift. More optimal than staying and lifting and dropping down and crunching. But now, shimmy zhuzh rise. Feel all the places kind of fall, all the members, ankles, knees, hips. As a client I was working with yesterday said, it feels like it's falling into place. And that's what shimmy zhuzh That's what shimmy zhuzh does, is it kind of helps things fall into place. And now put your hand on your belly button. Feel yourself lean slightly forward. Feel the rise. Push down and away from you from the left foot to raise the right foot and tip back. And control the fall down. Relax into gravity. Shimmy zhuzh rise. Lean forward to bring your hand to your belly button. Feel that awareness. Push in and away with the right foot. And this is not as integrated for me. If I really do it, it's doing this. So I've got to go over to the right, forward on the right, kind of pay really some focused attention to the right, And really, I could probably use some sticks here. So I'm just lifting this side barely. Barely. But we're in integration. So notice if you just need a barely. Forward, connect, barely. Shimmy zhuzh, rise. Forward, ground force, barely. Now it's getting better as I'm fine-tuning my sense of barely. I'm feeling more connected. And then release. Stretch, seated arcing. Come forward, push off your feet, push off your seat, push in your hands. Breathe in. Feather back to neutral. And now we're going to try to cross. But we might not have this, so let's see. So forward, hand comes on the belly button, feel that connection, the spine rises. You're on an angle. Push ground force in, the left foot and away. Swirl to lean back. The swirl changes everything. Cross the knee over. Just to there. Push in the foot, swirl to lean back. Crosses over. Wow, that feels really good. I'm getting that kind of sensation of pleasure wafting through my nervous system. Reset, shimmy zhuzh. Little seated arcing. Weight transfer from side to side. Push off your feet. Push off your feet. Accessing the power of the ground is magical and will help us have more ease and less effort. Okay, now I'm going to go to the other side. I'm going to think about it. Kind of swirling forward to feel that optimal connection. Then push in my foot. Swirl to come back. Come up where you can. We're not trying to put too much excessive pressure on the knee. So if this is as far as you can go, that feels safe for your nervous system, honor that. And then swirling. I'm just realizing I could use this as a stretch. Tip back. Ground force. Swirling, swirling, swirling. Rotating. So that time I actually rotated on this angle to get my leg here. That's pretty magical too. Right? Reset. Ground force. Tip back on this angle. So now I'm pushing myself on this angle to come forward. Remember, another unique aspect of the Aston paradigm is all movement is made up of ascending and descending spirals. And I was walking today that was like, if we have these conscious habits, and that might seem like an oxymoron, but conscious habits. So I can go tip back on this angle, that brings that up, and then transfer your weight forward, put your hands on your leg, transfer your weight forward, let your hands trace your leg and see how far you can come forward and rotate. I'm going to come out, push ground force, release, reset, shimmy zhuzh, a little arcing again. Push the ground away, tip back on the angle to cross. Hands come to the leg that's bent, lean forward, rotate, and we're not reaching, we're rotating for the body to do the just right reaching. It's the Goldilocks principle. Okay. Sit to stand, transfer your weight, one foot back, the other foot back. Take an inventory again, which I didn't start with. And I feel so much more connected in doing this. So you can stop this at any point and maybe take yourself back to it 2 or 3 times in in your practice today. Thanks.